Let's move on to our third main topic today. And our third main topic today gets submitted to us by Phoebe, who writes, "Hey John, greetings from over here in the UK." Well, thank you so much. Cineworld here in the UK is quoting from an interview where Todd Fisher, he's the brother of Carrie Fisher, is stated when talking about the original intentions for Leia's role that Disney had 8 minutes of footage of Carrie Fisher that they could use and reverse engineer into the story so that it fits. Is 8 minutes long enough to satisfyingly wrap up Leia's arc, or does it run the risk of still feeling incomplete? Your thoughts, and may the Force be with you. All right, thanks a lot for the question, man. And listen, one of the more interesting things heading into Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is how is this thing with Leia going to work? Because what they established years ago was that their decision was to have Leia in the movie, and instead of recasting, which I'm going to be honest with you is what I thought they should have done. I thought they should have recast. CG, which I didn't think was a good move. Nobody thought that was a good move. Or what they finally landed on was take unused footage that JJ shot with her for the Force Awakens and repurpose it and use it into narrative scenes in The Rise of Skywalker. And that's what they decided to go with. And a lot of us are very curious to see, how is that going to look? How's that going to work out? My fear is that it might feel a little jarring because we're going to see her in scenes that she did not shoot those scenes for. And it's going to be interesting to see how they go. Whereas if they had just recast, it would have given a lot more flexibility to bringing the character home. I have made the argument that I don't think Leia's going to die. She may. I'm not saying I have any insider information. She very well may. But I don't think she's going to die because they did not shoot a Leia death scene for The Force Awakens that they can come and kind of repurpose for that. So the best way they can do it is to make her a side character in this movie. She is not the main protagonist of this film. Keep it as such. I think she's still alive by the end of it. Although they very well could kill her. I just don't know how they're going to do that. But if as a secondary character, 8 minutes could feel perfectly fine. If you're going into Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, though, and looking for it to be Star Wars, the conclusion of Princess Leia, if you're going in there looking for that, well, then you're going to be sorely disappointed. But if you're going into it looking for her to have a role like she did in The Force Awakens, a strong, nostalgic, supportive role to be there, 8 minutes could be enough. Again, I have some concerns about it, but it very well could be enough. Rob, you hearing these things, quite frankly, to me, the longer, the worse. Because it's going to be a challenge, I think, to get these scenes to fit into new scenes that she never shot them for. And I think the longer you have that on screen, the more awkward it could be. The shorter, maybe it has a better chance of coming across. I don't know. When you hear about this, what do you think about this timeline?
Well, I think, look, the situation obviously was an untenable one. They didn't.
Terrible.
It was a terrible situation. I think what they're doing is the intentions are good. And knowing that they've only got this footage, they would write around it. I mean, there's movie trickery. We are talking about the magic of Hollywood after all. And I'm not saying they CGI'd her like they did for Peter Cushing in Rogue One. But, you know, there are ways to, if she needs to walk into a scene, they can have a double from behind. And they can really do a lot of things to make these scenes work. I think it's pretty great that they did this rather than just write her out. At least we'll have something like you. I don't think she's necessarily going to die, because that would be a little hard. I think the narrative is maybe she'll send everybody off on their mission, hug Rey or whatever, and give her some words of wisdom, whatever they did. But there's going to be enough there that it's probably going to bring a tear to all of our eyes. And I think it's, look, with all the rumors swirling around online, my must-see on this movie has gone through the roof, just because I want to see what they've done with this movie. And I'm pulling for it. You know, I want them to stick the landing, and I'm looking forward to seeing Carrie Fisher again. I think they did what they had to do, and they as Dr. McCoy said in Star Trek 3, they turned death into a fighting chance for life, and I think that's a good thing.
It'll be interesting to see how they do approach that. Guys, question is for you. Do you think they're going to... Because I think you're right. I think she's going to play more of a Mon Mothma role.
Yeah.
You know, Mon Mothma pops up, she plays her role, and then we don't see her for the rest of Return of the Jedi or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
And so that could be the way they go. But question is, guys, what do you think they're going to do with that? And how well do you think it's going to turn out? Jump down to the comment section below and leave us your thoughts. All right.